Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to my whiskey review here on my channel, where today I'm going to be focusing on the whiskey from South Africa, and that is the Bains Cape Mountain Whisky. As I got this little dram from Drinks by the Jam, I actually had a bottle of this and I kind of finished it, and then I was like, I forgot to do the review. So lo and behold, I had to go and buy a sample from Drinks by the Jam. And I wanted to share this with you because it's a whiskey at the minute that I'm really enjoying. And I'm probably going to go and pick up another bottle of this because I really like the stuff. So, little spoiler over there. So I pour that out into my JasonWhiskyWise Capita, which I'm just so happy with. These things look so awesome. Probably need to do some slow pours as well for you guys here on the channel. But what is it exactly? It is a single grain whiskey produced in South Africa, and I believe it's South Africa's first single grain whiskey. Now, it is a no age statement whiskey, bottled at an ABV of 43%, and the actual distillery itself is the James Cedric Distillery. They are owned by the parent company, the Distill Group, the people that actually own Buddehaven, Lecheg, Tobermory, and Deanston. So if any of you guys like those brands, you know, the same parent company. And in terms of the actual location, I believe it's in Wellington, South Africa. So this actual I'll probably move that aside. A full-size bottle of this in the UK at the minute is around about £23 to £27. So it's really, really affordable for a single grain. And in terms of exclusivity, it's not exclusive as it is produced in mass. But it's something that I really wanted to talk a little bit more about because I personally love single grain whiskey. Actually, this time last week was my birthday, and I opened a very special grain whiskey on that day from a closed distillery in Scotland. If any of you guess it, I'll be quite surprised. But I also put that on my Instagram and on my Twitter. So if you guys aren't following me there, go and check it out over there so you stay up to date on everything out there. So single grain's become a category that I really love. And when you get good single grain whiskey, it just really should be appreciated very well, because many people just say they like single malts, but they forget grain is one of the backbones, not just of blends, but of the whiskey industry, as blends make up a majority of sales in the whiskey industry. So let me know, actually, for question of the day, I'll probably leave that over here. Would you guys be interested in a single grain week, or maybe a single grain video? Let me know down below in the comment section. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the nose. I also want to say a massive, raise a toast to the gentleman who creates this, called Andy Watt. He's their master distiller, and every opportunity we get, and when we meet each other, he always comes and says hello, and he's just such a very nice gentleman. If you go to any of the whiskey shows and you see Bains, go and see if you can see Andy Watt. Incredible gentleman. So without further ado, into the nose. First things up on the nose, I'm getting this very lovely vanilla custardy almost. It's almost like a vanilla pastry where you've got vanilla cream and vanilla custard. Lots of vanillas going on in this whiskey. Then you get a little bit of coconut. It's almost like coconut sprinkles dusted over the top. A bit of melted butter. And this is almost like, sounds like it's going to get into a dessert tasting note, but it's just that great. It's actually like buttered. Oh, that's it. Buttered popcorn. That's it. Buttered popcorn. There is this almost, it's even like shortbread, but it's like butter. We call butter biscuits. It's almost a bit like that. And then a fresh green cardamoms that are so aromatic. Really great stuff. We actually put that in Indian tea. But really nice aromatic green cardamoms. It's not overly complex on the nose, but the notes you get are so comforting that it's just so enjoyable. So without further ado, let's get into the palate next. Slanger. So arrival onto the palate, the actual texture of this one, I'm just getting a smile when I drink this whiskey. It's just that good. Arrival onto the palate for this one, you get a nice medium full texture as it develops a slight silkier character on the palate the longer you hold it there. So the longer you hold it, the better. Now in terms of the actual arrival, many younger grains you'll try have quite a bitey, almost that sort of youthful astringent character. With this one, you don't get any of that. You get a much more creamier, gentle approach to it. You do get that it's almost like a glazed shortbread biscuits. Then you get a little bit of that vanilla, and it actually reminds me of a vanilla bean frappuccino, which you get in the coffee shops here in the UK, I believe all over the world. But then I also get a little bit of like vanilla icing. It's like butter icing with a nice creamier texture about it. I also get a little hint of a saltiness, and it's almost like a salted caramel as it develops. There's coconuts are back in this one, coconuts galore. But that's one thing I find a lot with grains as well. But then you do get a nice sort of softer candied citrus peel, and it's very gentle, and it caresses the palate on the side as it makes way then for a nice rich apple pie and with a very luscious serving of vanilla ice cream and like a nice creamy Cornish vanilla ice cream just on the side of that. It's just, it's such a dessert whiskey that it's brilliant. So let's get to the finish and then I'll come to my notes on the Bains whiskey. Overall notes on the finish of this one. You get a nice, lovely, it's like a coconut cream, but then I get that little buttered pastry running itself in the background. And as it runs around the sides of the palate, that little bit of sweetness coming through, almost like a nice caramel character, just rounding it off on the end, giving a nice, I'd say, medium long finish. So overall, my actual rating for this one, it's going to be a 90 out of 100. It's just fantastic value for money. The quality of the whiskey is very high. And the overall, you're not looking for mass complexity. When you look at grain whiskies, some have a lot of complexity, but this one, it's got a very lovely profile. It's very approachable, and anyone getting into grain whiskey, give this one a try and highly recommend it. It's really great for that profile, and it doesn't have any of that bite that some youthful grains do. So I'm very interested, and I've also been told Bains have got a 15-year-old whiskey coming out very soon, so I'm interested to see if I can get my hands on that as well. But doesn't need water. Personally, it's up to you. I personally wouldn't recommend it because it'll already reduce the nice texture this one offers up. Do I think it's value for money? Very much so, yes, because grain whiskey is a category that's very, I'd say, underpriced, but that's a good thing. And then in terms of, does it need time in the glass? You can, and it'll start developing more of that sort of buttered pastry characters. So 90 out of 100, I'm going to stop rambling on. I'll let you guys carry on. If you have enjoyed, again, drop it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, which I'll leave over there. And without further ado, thank you very much for watching. It's been JasonWhiskyWise, and I'll catch you for the next video. Slanger.